Jayashri, what we're doing today is this. We're going to see here a position where our opponent's king is exposed, is not defended with the pawns like it's supposed to, right? The g7 pawn is not there anymore. So here it's going to be easy for us to checkmate. I want you first in this position to find a checkmate, and then we will see what we will do in the next position. So let's see. Here, how can we checkmate in 2 moves? Because the black king is...
That and that.
Very good, very good. So we can simply check and then checkmate. This is possible because the black king was not covered with the pawns and was not defended well. So, but sometimes our opponent is covered with the pawns and our opponent's king is covered with the pawns and is defended. So we need to find a way to gain access to the king. We need to find a way to get that king out of there, or let's say open in front of the king so that we're able to checkmate it. Okay, so here, how can we gain access to the black king so that we can checkmate it next? We have the white pieces here. How do we get that king out of from where it's defended with the pawns? Okay. But let's do the moves one by one. And remember, Jayashri, that every time you are playing a move, your opponent is also gonna play. So the moves that you're doing, the plan that you're making, it should be a plan that, let's say, okay, I cannot stop. Let's say, what is the, let's say the first move that you want to do? Do you want to try it on the chessboard?
Yeah.
So okay, so let's see. You can move the pieces if you want, right? So okay, so you're playing rook to b2. Okay, so what if I, let's say, take your knight?
It would be hard.
It will be hard. Let's say you can try to do the checkmate with your queen and rook, but I will not allow you to do it either with this pawn or with this pawn, because then there will not be a checkmate anymore, right? Yes, okay, so let's go to the initial position. So you need to find a fast way to make this king not so safe anymore, to gain access to the king, either open in front of it or make it get out of where it is hiding behind a pawn, so that we can checkmate it faster. Now sometimes Jayashri, we can do this by even sacrificing our pieces, giving up our pieces to make the king not safe, and then checkmating it. So let's think in that direction.
Okay.
How can we get the king out of from where it's hiding?
Maybe knight to e6.
So let's see, knight to b6. Okay. And if I capture, I see my king is still safe. And I got a knight.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, this king cannot move to the g file, right?
Yeah.
This knight is controlling g8, g6. It means that if I find a way to check this king from the h file, that's gonna be a checkmate, right? But unfortunately, there's a pawn defending the king there. So.
Yeah, so if I move my rook, then the knight's not gonna be protected. Or I can just move my queen. I could do that.
And then what?
And then I could move my rook later. So even if the queen takes, then I directly do the checkmate, and yeah.
Okay, but if you're, let's say, if we are targeting the a7 square, your queen is already attacking there, right? So all we need to do is bring the rook, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can bring the rook, but I will again try to let's say stop you. Is there a way that you can sacrifice a piece right now, just like you tried to sacrifice your knight. Okay, sacrifice, let's say, your queen to get my king out of there, and then checkmate on the second move when the king is not safe anymore.
Maybe to a7, but I can't figure out how.
Yes, it is like if you're going to checkmate next, it really doesn't matter if you're giving up the queen, right? It's worth it because now
Okay, yeah.
now
Yeah,
it's
now it can't move.
now it's checkmate, right? Very good. So what did we do? By sacrificing the queen, we gained access to the black king, right? Now the king is not safe anymore, and we're able to checkmate. Okay, let's see this next one. In this one, we have the black pieces. Again, let's try to gain access to this white king. It's hiding behind its pieces, and then let's checkmate on the next move.
It's easy.
Very good, very good. And then excellent, excellent. Okay, how about here? So I have just put the, let's say, the left side of the chessboard, whatever we need on the king side only. The other side, since we're not going to use it, I haven't placed the pieces there. So let's just again try just to gain access to the white king, and then checkmate on the next move. One moment, I will make it. Yes, just one moment, just one moment. Just if you can, let's say, not do move, so that I make it black's turn. Okay. Okay, that's a check, and then when I capture, that's checkmate. Very good. So we gained access again to the white king, and then we could checkmate. Now here we have the white pieces. How are we gonna gain access to the black king and then checkmate? Okay, and then so you want that I capture that bishop, and then you checkmate. Okay. Okay, but the thing is that, let's say, if I know, Jayashri, that when I capture your bishop, you're gonna checkmate me, I'm definitely not gonna capture, right? So let's say I'm gonna play a move that is going to allow me to continue this game. And it's true, that was the good move that you did. You won a pawn, and now you're gonna win the exchange. You're gonna win a rook but give a bishop, which is again good for you. But I will not be checkmated, right? And we can just continue this game. Let's say if you capture and I capture, we can just continue this game. So you tried to gain access to my king and checkmate, but let's say if I'm not capturing, I'm not being checkmated right away. So can you find another way to gain access to my king and then checkmate? A way that is definitely gonna work. Second move will surely be checkmate. What other way can we try to use other than bishop takes a7? Okay, remember, Jayashri, we said that we always have to take into consideration that our opponent is also gonna play, right? And they're not gonna wait for us to do the checkmate, right? So let's say if you play this move and I again try to defend.
I just do that because there's nothing that's stopping.
Why? Black is checkmated now?
Oh no, the rook can take it.
The rook can take, right? So going back, here it's not going to be possible for you to checkmate, right? You can try to get your queen also on a dh file, but I will just defend again either with my queen or with another piece. So let's go back. We need to find another way to try to gain access to the black king. What is there other than capturing here? What is another way to get that king out of there or make the pawn not be covering our king, the black king on the h file?
Oh, sorry, that's my mistake.
Okay. So usually if I want to get rid of a piece, let's say you want to get rid of this pawn, okay? So you either capture it or you make it capture something. So when you're capturing it right away, I'm finding ways to escape checkmate. So Can you find a way to make it capture something and move away?
Maybe the queen.
Uh-huh. But you want to get rid of this pawn, right? The g7 square is defended very well. Black is defending it very well. I won't...
Yeah.
Yes, it will be fine for me. So we want to get rid of this pawn on h7. So we said we either gonna capture it...
Maybe I first do that and then capture.
Here it's not possible, right? It's not possible because you just have these two pieces and I'm defending enough my king. Let's see. Let's focus on this idea that when I said you're either capturing the pawn if you want to get rid of it, or you make the pawn capture something. This pawn on h7, we make it capture something. So if you're capturing, I'm not allowing you to checkmate me, right? So the other option is try to make this pawn capture something. Make me capture something with that pawn. How? Yes, yes. And why do I have to capture your queen here? Can I just ignore your move and play something else?
No.
Let's say just move my rook, for example. Can I do such a move?
It would become an instant checkmate.
You will checkmate right away from h7, right? So anyway, you want to checkmate. So when you play queen to g6, then I should capture. Even pushing the pawn is not going to help you still have checkmate. And when I capture, now you have access to my king and you can checkmate. So do you see the difference? Let's say Jayashri, for example, I could have also put the bishop on g6. But the difference between placing the bishop on g6 or the queen on g6 is that when we're placing the bishop on g6, what's the difference? Can you tell me what's the difference if you put the bishop there, or when you play this move, or this move? What was the difference between them? Why was this one much better?
The queen might be a very valuable piece.
Okay.
So they might think that it would be tough for me to play after if I don't have the queen.
I understand, because you're putting the queen, maybe your opponent is going to be tempted to capture it. That's a good reason. But let's say if I'm playing with the black pieces and I see that capturing your queen is going to checkmate me, I will definitely not capture, right? But here, did black have any options, Jayashri? Let's say whether they captured or not. Weren't you anyway going to checkmate?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the difference. That's the difference. Here, I don't really have much options. Whether I capture or not, you're checkmating me. But if you put the bishop on g6, I have options. I don't really have to capture. I can just, let's say, just move my rook away maybe, or just play any move, but not do the move that will lead to checkmate, right? So it's more forcing. It's like you're making me here, making me capture. And even if I don't capture, I'm going to be checkmated. Okay. Let's see this one. In this one, we have the white pieces. Again, I have just put the pieces on the king side of the chessboard. We just need these pieces, of course. So here, how are we gonna, and again, get the black king out of where it's behind the pawn, hiding, and then checkmate on the second move. And then how are you gonna checkmate on the second move? Okay, so let's see. We make sure that your second move is checkmate. Okay, so of course we can play this game for a long time and we're gonna win because we have just put, let's say, this part of the chessboard where you have a queen for a bishop. Definitely white is winning this, but the idea here is we just want to gain access to the king, make the king get out of there, and now checkmate in the second move. Excellent. Now that's a checkmate, right? It's a double check and checkmate. Yes, this is called double check because we're checking with two pieces at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Very good. That's a checkmate. Of course, I cannot block the check because there is another check. I cannot capture the piece that's saying check because there is another check. So when there is a double check, the only way that our opponent can escape it is when they can move the king away. And here, there is no safe move for the king. So that's a checkmate. Very good. Okay, let's try here. How are we going to gain access to this black king and checkmate on the second move for sure? Okay, very good, very good. You're even sacrificing your queen. Get my king out of there. And that's it. And that was a forcing move. Again, I didn't have options, right, Jayashi? When you capture this, I don't have options.
Yeah.
I'm forced to capture. And you're not giving me time to defend my king. Very good. How about here?
Yeah.
In this case, how are we getting access to the black king and then checkmating on the second move?
Maybe something like this.
Okay, remember, Jayashri, what did we say? Remember that when you're playing your move, your opponent also is gonna play. Is not gonna wait for you to checkmate. So whenever you're doing your move, always think of what is the best way that my opponent can answer to stop me, right? We should always take into consideration that your opponent will do the best move that is good for them, right? Let's say if you play this move, if I'm the black pieces, what will I want to do to stop your checkmate? I will not wait for you to checkmate me to capture that knight.
Yeah.
What will I play?
Maybe that, or even maybe rook to g8.
Yes, I will definitely defend my knight. I'll definitely defend my knight, protect it so that you don't capture it with your queen and then later checkmate. Okay. So is there a more forcing way that you gain access to my king and you checkmate without giving me a chance to defend? Here, well, I'm gonna capture. Is it enough, the remaining pieces that you have to checkmate me? You just have two rooks and my king is defended enough, right? You can't gain access here easily to my king with those two rooks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Let's see. This rook is controlling the last rank. The other rook can do checkmate from the 7th rank if only this black knight was not here, right? Defending the king. So, what can we play first? And then the two rooks are working
What if I take it like that?
Yes, yes. That's a very good move. And with a check, you're capturing. Yes. And here I'm forced to capture. I don't have any options. I can't move my king anywhere. I don't have any options. I must capture. And now it works, right? Now you can checkmate. Right? Go ahead. What was the move that you did?
Oops, no, not that.
Just one more. Yes, excellent, excellent. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this one more. Here we have the white pieces. Again, trying to gain access to the king, to find a way to checkmate it on the next move. Find a way to get to this king and checkmate. Remember, the plan you find, okay, should not be easily stoppable by your opponent. Remember that your opponent is also going to play their move. What's your plan? Why did you play this move?
So, oops, no. Okay, could you please go back before the knight? Yeah. Maybe that, and then that.
Excellent, excellent. But I told you to be careful, Jayashri, right? Remember, when you're doing your move, it's your opponent's turn. If you had the black pieces, you would wait for this rook to come and checkmate you, or would you play a move that will stop this checkmate? What would you play? Yes, you would make room for your king to escape. So I need you to find a plan that even if your opponent sees that you're going to checkmate him, he's not going to find a way to stop you.
Maybe that.
Because here I'm forced to capture, and now my king is not safe anymore behind the pawn, and
I
Let's see. Think again here. Now that you have access to my king, yes, use the F file. Yes. Now one rook is controlling the F file, the other rook is controlling the G file, and this is checkmate, right? So what did we do here? We forced our opponent to open the F file because we're already controlling the G file. Now we're controlling also the F file, and that's a checkmate, right?